Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review, and today's second Doctor Who Master review is The Master of Callous. So, what is the Master of Callous about? Well, essentially, there is a mining planet out there in the far reaches of space, and a king who is trying to promise all of his citizens great wealth and great prosperity finds himself in struggling times. However, these times begin to slightly shift when all of a sudden a very unique stranger turns up on their doorstep with a phone. Now, this unique stranger is none other than a wild Ood, and it turns out that the Master has been hypnotizing the Ood to essentially turn up at a specific point in the forest every single time, and essentially promise the king great wealth and ways to fix his problems. However, of course, the Master plays the oldest trick in the book. He plays the genie's kind of wish granting. 3 wishes, but 1 devastation. Everything that you wish for will come with a price. And that's exactly what happens in this story. Derek Jacobi keeps sending the Ood over and over again, eventually until he decides he gives up. The Master does it so subtly and so beautifully that the king doesn't realise what's going on. He begins to have times of joy and prosperity, and eventually the king passes away and passes all their inheritance on to their daughter. However, even by this time, the Master is still pulling the strings. And the people of the planet have no suspicions. As far as they're concerned, they have good times and they have bad times. Their king is brilliant, their king is excellent and amazing, and their minerals are absolutely fantastic. But when their minerals run out, they get greedy. They begin to steal and hunt and hurt one another. But then when everything goes back to normal, they go back to having prosperity. And the Master is playing this gorgeous game of chaos with this whole kind of planet. And they don't realize it. Why? Because he's the puppet master and the Ood is his puppet. By sending him into the forest, he is basically granting them a path, granting them freedom to do things, to be able to achieve things, but at the Master's own costs. Once everything is over and done with and the Master gets bored of the place, he begins to cackle to himself, amused at the little spontaneity of chaos he's caused, purely on the basis of using a telephone. This audio is so fantastic that I feel like it should be a film. I mean, personally, I feel like they got the idea for this whole audio in general from a film called The Phone Booth, in which a guy gets stuck in a phone booth and he can't leave. He's lost in this kind of position in which if he moves out, he gets shot. If he doesn't, do you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those sort of scenarios. I also just love how maniacal Derek Jacobi is in this story. He is ruthless to the bone, and for that reason, I give this story a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review. Till then, goodbye, stay beautiful, you beautiful people.